I'm going to have to do a video about this because I promised I would. I'm here in Stockport overlooking Greek Street Roundabout, or what currently remains of it, as it's being replaced due to a bridge strengthening scheme. Now, the problem I've got with it is the actual replacement of the bridge is fine. Yeah, I understand why that needs to be done. But they could have at least put some effort into what they're putting back. They're just reinstating the existing roundabout, which anyone who knows the road network around here knows doesn't work. There were so many options that they could have taken forward that didn't involve just reinstating a dodgy old roundabout from the 50s, and they haven't done that. So rather than rehashing all the engineering talk that others have covered in great detail, for example Chris Rail Focus, link in description, I'm going to talk about what should have been done here roads-wise.
Concerns were first raised in early 2025, bearing in mind that the closure and replacement work was scheduled to start in March 2025. Information was not forthcoming about what was being proposed, but when the plans did come to light, to say they were underwhelming would be an understatement. Basically, the council's plan is to reinstate what used to be there, with the exception of adding a short foot and cycle path to allow you to get to a footbridge which was built over the railway line a few years ago. And that was only because of the input from a road safety audit that pointed out the lack of connectivity between existing cycle routes through Edgeley town centre and the route through to the railway station via said footbridge. Sometimes it helps to have friends who are in the road safety auditing circle, because you find out on the grapevine what might have been said. At this point, we should remember that road safety audits are not a design check, they are a safety audit. So the auditors were looking for safety problems. The lack of a cycle route was deemed to be a safety problem. The designer's response was to provide a shared path. The justification for this was that a shared path is compliant with current design manuals. You might be saying, but Local Transport Note 120 specifically discourages shared paths, and it does, but Local Transport Note 120 is only guidance, whereas the legal frameworks that allow for shared paths are enshrined in legislation, which means that by definition it cannot be unsafe. The implementation can be unsafe, but the concept itself cannot. So the only way you're going to get that changed is to get the legislation changed so that shared paths become a design of last resort. And then on top of that, you need to get the entire economic appraisal system changed, because at the moment drivers are given far more value in terms of time than any other road user. So a cycle scheme that improves cycle journeys but delays car drivers is automatically on the back foot. And that's pretty much what has happened here. The need to replace the railway bridge has outstripped all other considerations, and ultimately pretty much a like-for-like replacement has been proposed and approved. So naturally I was unhappy with what was going to happen, and if you've been following Walk Ride GM, you'll probably have seen the drawings of Greek Street Roundabout showing a Dutch-style roundabout. Yeah, I drew that, because I'm in the camp that if you're going to complain about something, at least have an alternative prepared. Don't just say, I don't like it. Otherwise you just look like a professional whinger. And I am a professional whinger, but I like to be a refined professional whinger. So I came up with this. By shrinking the diameter of the main roundabout, I can fit in parallel cycle routes. That allows safe transit of the roundabout for active travel purposes. It means the zebra crossings are retained. It allows for a direct route between Edgeley town centre and Stockport railway station for cyclists. That is a massive win in line with the B network aspirations, considering that Stockport has just spent a fortune building a new bus station with massive amounts of active travel provision. But the current approved proposal has 2 entry lanes onto the roundabout. My proposal does not. And this means that people will argue that my design is bad for the economy because drivers are adversely affected. There's no consideration given to the fact that making a safe alternative to driving means that people will drive less. Nor has any consideration been given to the fact that the replacement of this bridge presented a unique open goal that is not going to be available again in potentially 120 years. We've locked in a car-dependent, suboptimal design because it was easier to get that through an economic appraisal process than it was to just do the right thing. Transport planning in this country is completely broken, and this is a prime example of it. As always, a big shout out to everyone who supports me on Patreon and Ko-fi. If you want to join that group, Details are on screen now. Thank you very much.
So there you have it. It's all Greek Street to me. What do you think should happen? Let's hear it in the comments. Keep it civil, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.